What if I told you there was a blueprint to become a millionaire? A literal step-by-step guide starting all the way back at age 13. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. And hey, if you're older than 18, don't sweat it. Just think of this as your ultimate checklist to make sure you're on the right track to building some serious wealth. Okay, so that's a pretty bold claim, right? But the goal here is so much bigger than just saving a bit of pocket money. We're talking about building the foundation for real, actual financial freedom. And the whole thing hinges on one single incredible advantage that young people have. And it's a big one. In that massive advantage, it's time. Time in the market is the secret sauce. It's the magic of compounding, which is really just a fancy way of saying your money starts making its own money. Think of it like this. You start with a tiny snowball of cash, but the earlier you get that thing rolling down the hill, the more time it has to pick up more snow and grow into a massive, unstoppable financial avalanche. All right, so let's jump right into the first stage, the foundation years. This is where it all begins. The habits you build right now, at this age, are going to set you up for life.
Okay, age 13. Your mission is super simple. Just get started. Now, you can't legally open your own investment account just yet, so you're going to need to team up with a parent or guardian to help you set up a special kind of account.
These are called custodial accounts, and the exact name changes depending on where you live. So in the UK, you're looking for a junior ISA. In the US, it's called a UGMA or a UTMA. But look, don't get bogged down by the different names. The core idea is exactly the same. An adult opens the account for you, in your name, and it becomes your very first financial launchpad. So, the big question, what do you actually invest in? Well, a really common place to start is a simple S&P 500 index fund. All that means is you're buying a tiny piece of the 500 biggest companies in the US. And this number right here, that's the average return per year for the last 10 years. Pretty amazing, right? It shows you just how hard your money can start working for you. All right, moving on to age 14. This is your golden age of exploration. Seriously. You probably don't have rent, you don't have major bills, so you have total freedom to just try stuff. Clean driveways, learn an instrument, join a sports team. The goal here isn't just about making money, it's about figuring out what you're actually good at and what you love doing. And this is so important because it's not always about the money, at least not right away. The creator of this plan tells this great story about his son, who used to wake up at 4 a.m. for swimming practice. He wasn't making a dime, but you know what he was building? An absolutely ironclad sense of discipline. And that skill later helped him outwork all of his competitors when he started a business. By the time you hit 15, it's time for a major mindset shift. We're going to stop just saving for the next video game or new pair of sneakers. Now we start stashing cash. Whether you get a part-time job or just ask for cash for your birthday, you're not just putting money aside anymore. You're building a launch pad. Think of it as your own personal opportunity fund for the future. Okay, let's kick things up a notch. Welcome to the accelerator years. The game is changing now. We're moving from broad exploration to really sharpening your skills and blasting through any future roadblocks. At 16, the name of the game is skill stacking. This is huge. You're not just a writer anymore. You're a writer who also knows graphic design. You're not just good at video games. You're good at video games and you can edit videos. You combine your talents to become unique. And remember that cash you were stashing? This is where you use it. You invest in yourself by buying the tools of the trade, the better camera, the faster computer. These are the things that unlock real opportunities. And now for age 17. Listen up because this one is non-negotiable. You have to get your driver's license. Seriously, this is way bigger than just freedom to hang out with your friends. This is about opportunity. Not being able to drive is one of the single biggest roadblocks that stops people dead in their tracks when they want to start a side hustle. Look, having a car means you can be reliable. You can be professional. I love this quote because it says it all. If you land a client who's a 30-minute drive away, you can't be messing around with public transport. Getting your license removes a huge barrier and signals to the world that you mean business. And that brings us to the big one, age 18. You are officially an adult and the entire financial world just opens up to you. So here's your essential checklist to make sure you hit the ground running. To really take advantage of this moment, there are 7 critical steps you need to take. And ideally, you want to do these on your 18th birthday, if you can. Let's break them down. Here we go. This is your 7-step launchpad into financial adulthood. Take a quick look.
Opening bank accounts, getting a credit card, opening an investing account, thinking carefully about university, avoiding bad debt, starting that side hustle, and investing for the long term. Every single one of these is a critical piece of the puzzle, so let's unpack a few of the most important ones.
First things first, you're going to open 2 bank accounts, not 1, 2. The first one is your everyday checking account where your money flows in and out. The second one is a high-interest savings account for your emergency fund. And here's a pro tip. Open that savings account at a different bank. Why? It's that whole out-of-sight, out-of-mind trick. It makes it that much harder to raid your savings on a whim. Step 2, get a credit card. Like right away. Think of your credit score as your financial report card. It tells lenders how responsible you are with money. The absolute best way to build a great score is to use a credit card for small, everyday things, like gas or groceries. And then, this is the most important part, pay it off in full every single month. No exceptions. All right, next up, and this is a big one, you need to understand debt. Because not all debt is bad. There's good debt, which is when you borrow money to buy assets that can actually go up in value, like a house. But then, on the other side, you've got bad debt. That's debt for stuff that loses value the second you buy it. The classic example is financing a flashy new car. Your mission? Avoid bad debt like the plague. Okay, let's quickly hit the next few key steps. Number 3, open your own investing account and make sure it's a tax-advantaged one, like a Roth IRA in the US or a stocks and shares ISA in the UK. That means your money can grow completely tax-free, which is a huge deal. Number 4, really think about university. Is that expensive degree a direct path to a high-paying job, or could an apprenticeship where you literally get paid to learn be a smarter, debt-free move? And finally, number 6, it's go time for your side hustle. Take all those skills you've been stacking and turn them into a service-based business. The best part? You can start most of these with practically no money down. So after all that, why? Why is starting so early this important? Well, let's bring it all home by looking one more time at the most powerful force in all of finance, compounding. Let me ask you a question. How much of a difference do you think 10 years can really make? You know, the difference between starting this plan at 18 versus waiting until you're 28. Well, the answer is, honestly, it's staggering. Just look at these numbers. If you invest just $250 a month starting at 18, you could end up with $1.5 million by the time you're 65. But if you wait just 10 years and start at 28, that exact same investment gets you less than half that. You miss out on over $800,000. That right there is the mind-blowing power of time. So there it is. The blueprint is right in front of you, laid out from age 13 all the way to 18. The path is clear. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?